The story begins in 1572, and a powerful evil witch was imprisoned high on a mountain. She was sealed away by a spook named Gregory. Spooks are warriors dedicated to fighting evil and protecting the world from witches. Years later, the blood moon appeared, restoring Mother Malkin's power. She transformed into a monstrous beast, destroyed her cage, and flew to freedom. The scene then cuts to Gregory, drinking in a tavern when William, his apprentice, comes in with news about a young girl possessed by something. Gregory says he's currently on a break. A man then criticizes him for not rushing to help. As soon as the man touches Gregory's shoulder, a fight breaks out. Gregory uses a glass as a weapon, then tosses a sword to his opponent to make things more exciting. He attacks the other man with a liquor glass, knocking him down. He then pours liquor on the man to declare his victory. Later, Gregory and William travel to the local church. After preparing their weapons, they go inside. The two find a young girl who is chained to a pillar. She uses telekinesis to throw a cross at Gregory, but he catches it. The girl's father explains she's been like this since last night. Then, the girl begins to speak in a demonic voice, telling Gregory that Malkin has escaped. Realizing a witch has possessed her, Gregory puts magic powder into a pouch and hangs it around the girl's neck. She collapses immediately, and dark energy erupts from her body. The girl's voice returns to normal, and her parents quickly take her away. Suddenly, the dark energy coalesces into the form of Malkin. She taunts Gregory and tries to hypnotize William, but fails. On Gregory's signal, William throws an axe, cutting a rope on the ceiling, which causes a bell to fall, but Malkin dodges it. She transforms into a monstrous beast and claws Gregory's chest. As Malkin tries to fly away, William shoots an arrow at her and then throws a silver net, trapping Malkin's body. But Malkin manages to fly through the door, dragging William along with her. His face slams hard against the wall. However, William refuses to let go of the net. He tries to hold on until Gregory catches up to help. The silver weakens Malkin, causing her to revert to human form and fall to the ground. The two of them work together to lock Malkin in a cage. But just as Gregory is about to close the cage, Malkin grabs William, strangles him, and unleashes dark energy into him until he dies. Enraged, Gregory sets her on fire, but Malkin transforms into a beast again, breaks the cage, and successfully escapes. In a nearby forest, Tom is hunting, but his sister makes a noise, scaring all the animals away. Tom isn't a great hunter, but he tries hard, wanting a better life than being a pig farmer. Suddenly, Tom's body begins to shake as numerous visions flood his mind. It's a vision of Gregory and a mysterious woman. Tom often has these visions. Shortly after, Gregory arrives at Tom's farm. Tom's mother quickly hides her necklace. Gregory says he is looking for a boy who is the seventh son of her seventh son. Tom admits that he is the one Gregory is looking for. Gregory then offers the family money in exchange for taking Tom as his apprentice. His mother thinks it sounds too dangerous, but Tom insists on going because he recognizes Gregory's face from his visions. Before leaving, his mother gives her necklace to Tom and insists that he wear it at all times. Meanwhile, Malkin has returned to her lair and finds that Bernie Lizzie, her sister, has been severely burned. Malkin uses her power to heal her before casting a spell to restore the lair to its former state. After a long boat trip, Tom and Gregory arrive in a town. Gregory gives Tom money to buy supplies before he heads to a tavern. While Tom is exploring the town, he finds that the villagers have captured a woman named Alice and are preparing to burn her, believing she is a witch. Tom recognizes Alice's face from a vision, so he rushes in to help her. Tom tells everyone that he is Gregory's apprentice and will deal with the witch himself. The villagers allow Tom to take Alice away. Once out of sight, Tom sets Alice free. Alice warns him that all of Gregory's apprentices meet a terrible end. Before leaving, Alice asks Tom not to tell Gregory about her. That night, Alice travels to Malkin's lair and reveals she is Boney Liz's daughter. She tells Malkin everything. Hearing this, Malkin is delighted that Alice will spy on Gregory for her. Malkin announces that she will summon all the dark creatures on the night the blood moon appears again. Back with Tom, He is walking in the forest with Gregory when he suddenly hears voices and sees visions of ghosts. Gregory says that spooks only kill vicious monsters, emphasizing to Tom that they must stop Malkin as soon as possible. Suddenly, Tom starts shaking again. He sees a vision of Malkin escaping from her cage, then passes out and wakes up the next morning. Tom finds himself on a boat with Gregory and a troll-like creature named Tusk. They are heading to Gregory's home, which is filled with weapons, books, and advanced equipment. Tom finds a cloth woven with the Falcon emblem, a group of holy knights who fought against evil and trained the seventh sons of seven sons. In the past, there were thousands of Falcon knights, but now only Gregory remains. Gregory says that training to become a spook can take up to 10 years, but they only have 1 week before the blood moon appears, an event that occurs only once a decade. The last time it happened, it made the witches so strong they united and started a war. That night, Tom is startled awake by the sound of Gregory calling for help. He goes outside to investigate and finds a suit of armor with a skeleton inside. Suddenly, it glows and starts to move. The armored warrior begins to chase Tom, destroying everything in its path. It throws a spear at him, but Tom dodges and climbs onto a mechanism to hide. But the armored warrior follows him up and attacks Tom with a sword. Tom tries to evade the attacks, using the environment to his advantage, but is eventually thrown from the platform. The armored warrior jumps down after him, intending to kill him, but Gregory appears and fights it with his staff. Gregory defeats the armored warrior before destroying the dark power possessing it. He then scolds Tom for leaving his room without permission, telling him he has failed his first test. After speaking, Gregory throws a staff to Tom and attacks him with a sword. Gregory tries to provoke Tom into anger, but he still fights poorly. In the end, Tom ends up with Gregory's sword at his throat. Gregory calls Tom worthless. When his anger peaks, Tom throws his sword, narrowly missing Gregory's head, which convinces him that Tom has enough potential to continue his training. He teaches Tom about Malkin's demonic minions and her powerful lieutenants. Tom also practices knife throwing and using silver and herbs that can fight evil, as well as distinguishing different types of monsters and protecting himself from magic. At Malkin's lair, her lieutenants gather, along with their demon army. When Malkin sees someone showing disrespect, she kills them instantly as a warning to the others. This makes Alice realize that Malkin doesn't care about the lives of her own kin at all. Alice tries to warn her mother about this, but Lizzie is confident that Malkin wouldn't harm her own family. That night, Tom wakes up again after hearing a sound. He goes to check and finds Alice bathing in a lake. Alice asks Tom to turn his back. Then she gets out of the water and magically gets dressed. When Tom turns back and takes her hand, a spark ignites between them. Alice admits she is a witch and explains that according to legend, if a witch touches a man under the moonlight and a spark appears, it means he is her true love. Alice insists that not all witches are evil. Like Gregory told him, the two almost kiss, but the sound of Tusk having a nightmare interrupts them. When Tom looks back again, Alice has disappeared. The next morning, Tom's group hears the town bell ringing, which is a signal summoning a spook. Suddenly, a group of knights on horseback arrives to guide them. After a full two-day journey, they reach the city. A priest informs them that a fearsome monster, shaped like a bear, is locked in a cage. Gregory immediately knows it's Urag, Malkin's most ruthless lieutenant. Gregory tells all the soldiers to leave the room before announcing he will fight Urag alone. Urag destroys the cage and immediately lunges at Gregory. He throws silver powder at it. Affected by the silver, Urag reverts to his human form. A hand-to-hand fight begins. Both sides have excellent combat skills, but Gregory loses his footing and is cornered by Urag. Tom quickly throws an object at its head. Urag releases Gregory and turns to attack Tom instead. Gregory seizes this opportunity to attack Urag from behind, regaining the upper hand. Urag tries to climb a wall to escape, so Gregory tells Tom to jump on top of the cage to lower it down. Urag falls for the trap and leaps at Tom, but Tom gets away in time. Gregory then cuts the rope, causing the cage to fall on Urag and chains him by the neck. But Urag transforms into a bear again, so Tom immediately throws more silver powder at him. Before the two work together to get Yuri back into the cage, soldiers quickly pour oil into the room. Gregory tells Tom to set it on fire, but Tom can't bring himself to do it, so Gregory handles it himself. Before turning to Tom and telling him he'll be worthless if he can't act against witches, Gregory then walks away. Alice, hidden in the crowd, saw everything. She waits until Tom is alone and approaches him. Alice says she researched the spark from the night before and found that sometimes it means to people share a destiny, but other times it's just us catching the moonlight. Alice also reveals that Gregory himself was once in love with a witch. Suddenly, Tom kisses her. They spend the night together, and Tom suggests they run away together. But Alice says there's no place in the world that's safe for her. Her words trigger a new vision for Tom, a world shrouded in darkness where Malkin has killed Gregory. Worried, Tom decides to return to his master. Meanwhile, Malkin learns of Yurek's death from a minion. She then orders Bony Lizzie to capture Gregory. The next day, Tom finds Gregory. His master confesses that he was once in love with Malkin. She wasn't always evil, but fear and hatred changed her after she found out Gregory had married another woman. Out of jealousy, she killed his wife. Gregory captured Malkin but couldn't bring himself to kill her, so he imprisoned her instead. He regrets sparing her life, allowing her to terrorize the world again. After this, Gregory takes Tom to his wife's grave and says the reason he's so strict with Tom is because he doesn't want Tom to make the same mistakes he did. The two continue their journey, but soon have to stop when Tusk appears and warns them of approaching danger. Suddenly, the ground begins to shake and split apart. Their horses panic and run away. A monster called a boggart erupts from the ground and uses its power to flip their wagon. Gregory says a boggart can't be fought directly and orders everyone to run. The boggart throws the wagon at them, causing everyone to fall down a hill. Tusk runs at it, which makes the boggart pause for a moment. Then it swats Tusk away. Gregory and Tom run through a tunnel in the mountain, but they get trapped at a cliff's edge. The boggart tries to reach inside the tunnel, so Tom and Gregory decide to jump into the river below. They float downstream and are helped by a nearby fisherman, but the boggart jumps down after them. Its massive size creates a giant wave that pushes everyone into the river. The boggart manages to grab Tom, but Tom stabs its hand with a knife, breaking free. He then climbs onto the monster's back, before stabbing it in the middle of its back. The injured boggart is swept away by the current, falls down a waterfall, and is killed hitting the rocks. Tom swims to shore. Then, Bony Lizzie appears and threatens Tom to stay away from Alice. Tom grabs Lizzie's sword, but suddenly his necklace begins to glow. The power from the necklace blasts Lizzie away. She recognizes Tom's necklace as the Amber Stone, the most sacred talisman of the witches. It once belonged to Malkin. Lizzie is shocked to see that Tom possesses it. She quickly transforms into a bird to fly back and tell Malkin. Afterwards, Tom reunites with Gregory. When Gregory sees Tom's necklace, he recognizes it instantly. Gregory explains that the Amber Stone can enhance a witch's power, and if Tom's mother owned it, it means she was the witch who stole the Amber Stone from Malkin. This is why Tom has always had visions. At Malkin's lair, she tries to convince Alice that Tom is just as cruel as Gregory, but Alice insists he isn't like that. Malkin then makes an offer. If Alice can bring back the Amber Stone, she will spare Tom's life. Then, Malkin uses her magic to awaken her lieutenants and orders them to lead the demon army to attack the city. Suddenly, the city gate explodes. Malkin's lieutenants descend and begin slaughtering people everywhere. One of them transforms into a huge monster, while another demon with multiple arms wields swords to kill people. Tom's mother leaves her daughter with a friend before using magic to throw a spear and take down one of the lieutenants. Nearby, Malkin senses the magic and realizes it came from Tom's mother. Malkin uses her tail to grab her before burning her body to ash. On the mountain, Alice waits until Tom is alone before approaching him. After they kiss, Alice asks Tom to run away with her. Tom admits he has fallen in love with Alice. Then, Gregory appears and uses a rope projectile to tie Alice up. Gregory accuses Alice of being a spy, but Tom doesn't believe him. He uses his sword to cut the rope, allowing Alice to escape. Gregory then grabs Tom and points out that his necklace is now missing, explaining that Alice only kissed him to steal it. Tom is stunned for a moment before running into the forest to find her, but he is surrounded by the Lieutenant Radu and his demon army. Tom tries to fight them, but there are too many demons. Gregory and Tusk join the fight. After dealing with a number of demons, Tom and his allies try to escape, but they are cornered at a cliff. Suddenly, the demons use a large log to knock Tusk off the edge. They then tie a rope around Tom's ankle. As Tom is being dragged away, Gregory tries to reach his staff out for Tom to grab onto. Unfortunately, Tom slips and falls from the cliff. Radu seizes this moment to throw a net over Gregory, intending to kill him immediately. But he receives an order to bring Gregory back alive instead. As for Tom, he miraculously survives the fall and has a vision that his mother has been killed by Malkin. He sees her spirit appear beside him, encouraging him and telling him to be brave, as he is the only hope to stop Malkin. After receiving encouragement from his mother, Tom finds Gregory's staff. He then rushes to help Tusk, who is still hanging from the cliff's edge. At Malkin's lair, Radu uses a knife to cut the ropes and kicks Gregory out of the cage. Radu informs Malkin that Tom fell from the cliff. Only Lizzie then tells Alice that Tom's death will be good for her, but Alice is disappointed and very angry with her mother. Malkin uses the power from the Amber Stone and tries to hypnotize Gregory to persuade him to join her. Gregory walks towards Malkin and almost kisses her, but before it can happen, Alice interrupts. She snatches the necklace from Malkin and runs away. Alice evades the henchman chasing her and manages to escape successfully. Meanwhile, the spell Malkin cast on Gregory was off. As he comes to his senses, Gregory cries out in alarm. Furious, Malkin grabs Gregory with her tail and throws him against a wall before transforming into a beast and flying off to hunt down Alice. Lizzie begs Malkin not to harm her daughter, but Malkin ignores her. Lizzie then transforms into a giant bird and soars off to help her daughter. Alice tries to run, but Malkin gets closer and closer. Just as Malkin is about to attack her, Lizzie collides with Malkin in mid-air, dragging her down. They both crash into a stone pillar, allowing Alice to roll away to safety. However, the Amber Stone necklace falls under the collapsed pillar. Radu transforms into a monster and roars at Gregory. Meanwhile, Alice, who is hiding, runs into Tom. Tom holds a knife to Alice's throat and demands his necklace back. Alice says she lost it and that everything she did was to protect him. Then, a demon minion finds them. Tom throws a knife at it, but this reveals their location to the other demons. Tusk jumps in to help. The two team up to fight the enemies. Tom attacks with the staff, while Tusk uses his superhuman strength. Alice tries to survive. When Malkin sees her and prepares to attack, Lizzie intervenes. Tusk deals with the minions, but Tom has to fight a lieutenant who is as fast as a leopard. She attacks swiftly with knives, then after a while, transforms into a wild leopard. Tom glances over and sees the necklace on the ground. He seizes the opportunity to put it back on. The necklace's power merges with his staff, causing it to glow. Tom then uses it to instantly burn the leopard lieutenant's body. Cutting to Alice, while escaping, she encounters the sword-wielding lieutenant and is quickly defeated. Just as Alice is about to be finished off, Tom steps in and defeats the lieutenant with his staff, burning him successfully. As for Radu, he manages to defeat Gregory, but Gregory says Radu didn't win honorably because he used his transformation power. Unsatisfied, Radu reverts to his original form and hands Gregory a sword. The two then duel again. At first, they are evenly matched, but then Gregory is slashed in the stomach by Radu, forcing him to run and hide behind a pillar. Radu destroys the pillar, but Gregory uses this chance to finish Radu off. Meanwhile, Malkin is fighting Lizzie in mid-air and stabs her with her tail. Lizzie stabs Malkin back, and they both fall from the sky. They revert to human form. Lizzie tries to beg her sister to spare Alice's life, but Malkin calls Lizzie a traitor and kills her instantly. Then, Malkin goes back into her lair. Gregory tells Tom that he will face Malkin alone. Gregory walks in, preparing to deal with her. Malkin pretends to be weak and seizes the opportunity to grab Gregory by the neck. Just as she is about to kill Gregory, Tom throws a knife at Malkin. The knife strikes her in the heart. Malkin utters one last curse, and then Tom burns Malkin until she turns to ash. After that, Gregory uses his staff to carve a symbol onto Tom's hand, officially anointing him as the new spook. Alice meets Tom again. She asks him if the spark they saw under the moonlight was just dust, as if to test if his love for her is real. Tom then kisses her, but in the end, Tom chooses to walk the path of a spook. He leaves her to do his duty. Gregory entrusts his staff, home, and tasks to Tom's care, intending to retire. Suddenly, the town bell rings again. It's the signal calling for a spook, and this becomes the beginning of Tom's journey as Gregory's successor. And that's the end of the movie. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you never miss an update. Thank you.